All right. I am here with the Pope of Loans, Jeremy Pope from PRMG. Hey, Jeremy.
Hi, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, fantastic.
So, this month's lender update, let's talk about student loans because, oh my God, everybody has like trillions of dollars in student loans.
Yes, it's true. It's
So,
true.
how can we get a house?
All right, so that it's always been it's one of those rules that just changes all the time. I feel like I think they've got it right this time.
What is
I
it?
like it. I like it. Well, it's always a question of, credit reports typically, and especially with COVID, we'll get, you'll see a client's credit report, $80,000 in student loans, but there's no payment reporting.
Yeah,
But we have to use something in the debt to income ratio to make sure that we don't allow somebody to buy a house and then max out their qualification. And then a year from now, they have to start paying 800, 900,
right.
$1,000 on that debt. And
Which is almost a whole nother mortgage, depending
it
on your
is,
price point. But
it
yeah,
is. It is.
yeah. And then they can't afford the house, then they gotta, yeah, it's too much. So
So
what?
yeah, the government backs loans and
Mhm.
or mortgages and student loans. They're kind of protecting themselves from they don't want to go bad on student loans or bad on the mortgage. They're
Right.
protecting themselves. It makes sense.
So what is the rule now, or what did they get right?
Okay, so FHA was 1%. So again, that example, $80,000 student loans on credit, we would have to use $800 a month in the debt to income ratio. Can
Okay.
now use 0.5%, which is much more realistic. So now that's that 80,000 instead of using 800, we're using 400. Makes it easier to qualify for the home for sure.
Okay. And then, yeah, but I guess we could potentially run into the same problem because if the debt repayment's like 800 and you're only using like 400.
Well, I I think that's realistic though. It really is. It shouldn't be 800. And if it was, there's all those income-based repayment plans that they
Okay.
can get on. Now, are they ever going to pay off their student loan debt? Probably not. Paying $400 a month and $80,000 of debt. But there's a lot of people out there that'll have them forgiven after so long of paying. So they're not really concerned about that.
I guess not. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, because that is like a big barrier, I think, to people finding housing is if you do have like a lot of debt, you feel like you've a lot of student loan debt, you feel like you have to pay it off in order to qualify for a house.
Yeah.
And it's like not true,
Sure.
is the
So
main
the people
takeaway.
that were hesitant to talk to a lender like me because they have all this student loan debt should feel a little better about talking to
Yeah.
us. And then the people who were not afraid to talk to us about buying a house with a lot of student loan debt, unfortunately, a lot of times we had to give them kind of bad news or hey, you can't buy, or you can't buy as much as you want because of these student loan payments that I have to take into consideration.
Right. But now if they ended up not buying a house, they can circle back because now you're only taking into account half as
Sure,
much.
sure.
That makes sense.
So that was what FHA did.
Okay.
And Fannie Mae, which is the most common conventional loan, still wants to use 1%.
Okay.
However, we PRMG, we can do conventional loans through Freddie Mac, which is the lesser known of the two entities. They'll let you do 0.5%
Okay.
as well.
Nice.
And also, or you could even get on an income-based repayment plan to where if you have $80,000 of student loan debt and you can get documentation from your student loan provider that says you can only afford $62 a month in payments, we can use $62.
Oh, wow. Great. Nice.
USDA, not as common. We don't talk about that one as much. That's still at 1%. And the VA has a whole formula. But what I'll tell you about the VA is VA is always trying to do, whatever it kind of takes to get the veteran in the home.
Okay.
Um, I won't go over all that whole guideline. It's pretty confusing, but
Yeah,
just know that the
it's
VA
possible.
wants veterans to own homes.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, that's good. I'm glad they changed that rule. I think that'll make it a lot easier. What states are you able to do loans in?
Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, and if you're looking outside of that, we have outlets for that too. I just
Okay.
wouldn't be the loan officer, but I could get you over to our corporate office and
Okay.
still help you wherever, really.
Gotcha. And if people want to contact you directly about their specific situation, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
I think cell, call, text, 513-432-6971.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you so much.